Well, good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Josh Schimmels, publisher and CEO of the Los Angeles Business Journal. It's an honor to be here for part 3, our finale of this year's Women's Leadership Series. For the second year, we've extended our annual celebration of women business leaders to a series of 3 live digital events. Over the last 2 weeks, we've had the opportunity to hear from 6 panels covering a variety of topics. So if you missed part 1 or part 2, the recordings are available on our website for you to view. That's labusinessjournal.com. Today, we're going to recognize, celebrate, and honor some of the most impactful and impressive thought leaders in Greater Los Angeles. So here's how today's session is going to work. First, we'll be honoring our recipient of the 2021 Women's Leadership Legacy Award. After that, we'll announce finalists and then winners in each of 9 different categories. Before we get started, I want to thank our very loyal sponsors for being a part of this, many of them who have been with us and this event for years now. We can't do it without you. We appreciate your ongoing partnerships, all that you're doing to support women's leadership in our community of business. So special thanks first to our 6 platinum sponsors: Annenberg Foundation, Blank Rome, RSM, UCLA Anderson School of Management, USC, and Wells Fargo. Additionally, I'd like to show my appreciation for all of our gold sponsors joining us this year: the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, Child Care Resource Center, Colliers, 5 Point, Glazer-Weil, Hanson Bridget, KPMG, LA Care Health Plan, Loyola Marymount University College of Business Administration, NutriFit, Pacific Hospital of the Valley, Pepperdine Graziadio Business School, Reddick Law Judicate West, Shangri-La Construction, UBS, The Vertical Collective, and Woodcraft Rangers. Thank you all so much for being a part of this entire series. We've truly enjoyed it. It's been a blast the last 3 weeks. And finally, before I move on, I'd like to thank a few of the women here at the LA Business Journal who continue to make such incredible contributions to our weekly print publication, our digital products, and of course, all the events that we host to serve our readers. The LABJ Women's Leadership Team, Stephanie Barbarin, our managing editor, Nina Bays, our creative and production director, Alex Davila, executive director of events and marketing, and co-advertising directors, Eva Juicy and Ellen Mason. Thank you for all that you do. We have an amazing team here at the Business Journal. We got to hear from Alex and Eva over the last 2 weeks. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Ellen Mason, one of our co-ad directors. Ellen, please take yourself off mute and join us for a few words.
Thanks, Josh. I grew up in Indiana in a cornfield. Well, not literally a cornfield, but right in front of a cornfield. And I thought moving to LA and finding a network of friends would be easy. However, it was hard. I mean, it's hard to find friends in LA. But I got a job at the Business Journal and I began making friends through work and through networking. Then came COVID. I knew that this group of women I met through business would be my friends and my saving grace through COVID. Every Friday night we Zoomed, we shared our struggles, our challenges, our wins, and there might have been some wine involved. But this, my friends, is women in business supporting women in business. Let's make a pledge to be better women in business, to be a mentor, to be a friend to someone new, to support other women in business. We have 391 nominees today. And what do they have in common? 391 nominators. So today I would like to give a shout out to the unsung heroes, those that did the nominating. You have thankless intentions. You're selfless, compassionate, and humble. But most of all, you are true living examples of the empowerment of women. So cheers to you who nominated. The Business Journal thanks you from the bottom of our hearts. Now let's celebrate.
Thank you so much, Ellen. And yes, thank you to all of the nominators for this event. We can't do this without you stepping up and telling us the stories of the people that inspire you and that you work with and that you have as mentors. So thank you all. That leads me into the segue for the next segment. This is an important event for me for a number of reasons. First, It's been one of my favorite events each year for a very long time. It's actually now my 24th Women's Leadership Awards program that I've been involved with. Second, if you've been listening to the panels, the conversations over the past 2 weeks across all 6 panels have been fascinating. They've been informative. I've really enjoyed having the opportunity to learn from all of our panelists, from our moderators, having a chance to meet them behind the scenes in all of our prep calls. It's a conversation that needs to continue throughout the year, not just during the series, but the series is definitely a healthy reminder to us to keep them going. And lastly, on a personal note, and those who know me know I talk about this all the time, I'm the father of 2 girls, and I love bringing my daughters to events like this to inspire them. So I've got a quick funny story. 3 years ago, I was getting ready to host an event just like this in another market. I was preparing at the hotel the night before our big women's symposium, and I'm going through all the sound checks. I had both of my daughters there who came up to the stage, and they were looking at the awards. And I remember at one point saying to them, hey, Emily, Sienna, maybe someday you girls can be up here. Maybe you'll be a publisher and you'll be announcing winners in awards just like this. And without even thinking, without blinking, without any hesitation, my daughter looked at me and said, Dad, no offense, but I don't want to be like you handing out the awards. I want to be one of the women you're handing awards to. And it took me less than a second, and I just kind of smiled and I said, that's right. That's the attitude. That's exactly why we do events like this, to both honor the work of our leaders and also to inspire the next generation of young women leaders. So then the next year, which is now 2 years ago today, I asked my older daughter, Sienna, if she wanted to be involved in the awards, and she said yes. So I had the pleasure of watching her take to the stage in front of over 600 successful women. At the age of only 11, she had the courage to speak from the podium by herself, and she amazed me as she announced and presented the Women's Award for Rising Star of the Year. It was a really cool moment, and she then had an opportunity to meet and speak with all the awards finalists after the event. It turned out to be a great moment of inspiration to her. And on that same note, as I look at this year's event, I want to thank all of the panelists, the moderators, and all 391 of our award nominees for being such great role models to all of our daughters. You never know who's watching and how you can make a difference to somebody. So thank you all so much. All right, we are going to start this celebration off with a bang. It is now my privilege to announce that our 2021 Women's Leadership Legacy Award recipient is Wallace Annenberg. She's the chairman of the board, president, and CEO of the Annenberg Foundation. Her legacy stretches beyond the Los Angeles business community, all while she is improving the lives of the people who work and live here in the region. We looked for a person this year who was an inspiration to their organization and who leads by example. A woman who is accomplishing results well beyond the standard of her industry, while simultaneously positively impacting the communities in which they serve. As we know, Wallace is all those things and so much more. She's a champion of women, an innovator, and a mentor. Being as involved in as many things as she is, she happens to be traveling, so couldn't join us today. However, she is extremely excited to be a part of this event and to be receiving this honor. And she has an incredible surprise in store that I'll be announcing shortly here. Here with us to talk a little bit about Wallace's legacy, please welcome President Folt with USC and Dean Bay of the USC Annenberg School of Communication and Journalism. President Folt.
Thank you, Josh. It is such a privilege to help honor someone whose generosity and passion inspires all of us, Wallace Annenberg. In honoring Wallace with the Women's Leadership Legacy Award, the Los Angeles Business Journal made a perfect choice. Wallace is truly a community builder. Anyone who spends any time in LA soon knows her name and sees the scope of her engagement in our city. There's the Wallace Annenberg Center for the Performing Arts in Beverly Hills, the Wallace Annenberg Building for Science, Learning, and Innovation in Exposition Park, and Wallace's newest project, Gen Space, a cross-generational community center in Koreatown. These projects just show how she steps up time and time again, making more space for the arts, for education, learning, science, growth, and, of course, community. At USC, Wallace is beloved. Her support reaches across our campuses, not only to our Annenberg School, but to Dornsife, Rossier, Keck, and our art schools, just to name a few. Wallace is actually USC's longest-serving trustee, and for 5 remarkable decades, we have benefited from her vision and her compassion, as well as her sheer will to see that our students receive the very best education they can. Wallace is a problem solver, and she meets needs. As one example, at a very critical time in funding, Wallace stepped in to support the Shoah Foundation's move to USC. She's also supported faculty with professorships, fellowships, and given generously to our McMurrow Neighborhood Academic Initiative for local students. In fact, thanks to Wallace's spirit, the Annenberg name has only grown stronger at USC. And in March, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Annenberg School, which was founded by her late father, Walter. Wallace keeps her father's original vision alive, and it was her generosity that gave the school its cutting-edge hub of learning and innovation in digital media, Wallace Annenberg Hall. What makes Wallace special is the way she frames her philanthropy as an honor. She touched on this in an interview with Bill Whitaker of CBS News when she said, "I'm the luckiest person in the world to be an agent for change," she said. "It's a privilege." That's how Wallace sees helping others and bringing good to the world, a privilege. For us at USC, it is a privilege to stand with Wallace along the way. Wallace, congratulations on this well-deserved award. Now I'm going to hand it over to Willow Bay. Willow, as you all know, is the Dean of the USC Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism, and she has been a terrific partner with Wallace in making USC Annenberg even stronger. We see this every day at the school. Willow.
President Folt, thank you so much. As you mentioned, the USC Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. I have a personal story to share. My father, Gene Bay, worked for Ambassador Annenberg many decades ago, around the time the school was founded. Both men raised daughters to believe our paths had no limits. I am sure they never imagined their 2 daughters would be crossing paths some 50 years later, and I'm so grateful that they did. Shortly after I arrived at USC in 2014, we celebrated the opening of Wallace Annenberg Hall. I'll never forget Wallace's words that day. She said, "It started with the notion that a great school of journalism and communication leads the way, serves as a laboratory for change. It doesn't just anticipate the future, but it wills it into being." Today, as we celebrate her tremendous contributions to this city and beyond, I find myself reflecting upon how Wallace, through her tireless and visionary work, not only anticipates the future, but wills it into being. And she often accomplishes this through her philanthropic support of other women. Wallace has an incredible track record for identifying emerging leaders. She's invested in organizations like the Downtown Women's Center, women leaders like Debbie Allen, and countless women in entertainment, arts, and technology across Los Angeles. Of course, her own foundation is led by a woman, and today her school, USC Annenberg, is as well. I often call Wallace our shero because she is a woman who leads the way, encouraging us to be bold and daring, inclusive and inspiring. She has been our champion and a lifelong advocate for the essential role journalism and communication play in bolstering our society and sustaining our democracy. With women making up 75% of our student body, Wallace's unwavering support continues to ensure that we prepare an army of change makers who leverage every opportunity to contribute in meaningful ways and to reach the highest levels in whatever career they choose to pursue. Wallace, congratulations on this honor, and thank you so much for inspiring us all and for continuing to expand what our students see as possible for themselves.
Well, thank you so much, President Folt and Dean Bay. We really appreciate you both taking the time to put these messages together. I mentioned a wonderful surprise, and so I'm very excited to share that while Wallace couldn't be here today, her impact to the event is certainly present. Today's program and women's leadership initiatives are important to her, and because of that, the Annenberg Foundation is not only sponsoring this event, but they are graciously donating a $15,000 grant to one of our nonprofit finalists today. When the individual's category is announced, we will also announce our grant recipient. So stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss this. I want to thank Wallace and the Annenberg Foundation for your amazing impact to our communities and to women's leadership. Congratulations. All right, we're going to move into our 9 award categories right now. This year, we had about 400 nominees, 391 to be exact, all of whom are on the cover and on the inside pages of this week's Business Journal. And if you haven't seen it yet, we've also created a video to announce each of you, which is available on our website, labusinessjournal.com. So check it out. As I read through the pages of this week's issue, it reminded me of just how many amazing nominees we had and how hard it was for our judges. They had a nearly impossible job. They had to narrow down our 400 nominees to just 5 finalists and ultimately 1 winner in 9 different categories. We're going to start right now by naming each of the finalists, and then we'll announce our award winner. We're going to start with our first award category, CEO of the Year. The 2021 finalists are Julie Brooks, CEO of Woodcraft Rangers. This past year, she has maximized the impact for the families that have been unable to participate in in-person after-school programs due to the pandemic. Christina Miller, President and CEO of Mental Health America of Los Angeles. Under her leadership, they served over 10,000 individuals with mental health needs this past year. Ann Miskey, CEO of Union Station Homeless Services. She has helped over 4,000 people find shelter and has been invited numerous times to speak at the White House on youth homelessness. Renata Simriel, President and CEO of LA84 Foundation. Her goal is to level the playing field so that sports and safe playgrounds are accessible to all children. And finally, Lindsay Snyder Ellingson, President and CEO of In-N-Out Burger. She oversees the In-N-Out Burger Foundation and started Slave to Nothing Foundation to help improve the lives of those affected by substance abuse. And the 2021 CEO of the Year is Lindsay Snyder Ellingson. She unfortunately is not able to be with us today due to a last-minute scheduling conflict. We'll be sure she receives her award, and you can read all about Lindsay in next week's Business Journal. But before we move on to the next category, I have some exciting news. The 2021 Women's Leadership Annenberg Foundation grant recipient is amongst this group of finalists that I just named. She was asked to join us on the call today, but didn't know why, so this is a complete surprise. The recipient of the $15,000 grant is Union Station Homeless Services, led by CEO Ann Miskey. Ann, I know you're here with us today. Please take yourself off mute and say a few words. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Wow, it is a surprise, and it's a great surprise. I want to say a quick thank you to the LA Business Journal and for your support of women and women leadership. It's amazing, and it's such an honor to be amongst these incredible women here today. I also, huge thank you to the Annenberg Foundation. They have been a tremendous support to us over the years, and to the issue of homelessness and helping most vulnerable people in our community. So thank them for this incredible surprise. It's wonderful. And I know that my staff and my board will also be thrilled, but especially the people we serve. So thank you. Great surprise.
Thank you, and congratulations again to you and your entire team at Union Station Homeless Services. And thank you again to the Annenberg Foundation for your support and your generosity. Here to announce our next couple of awards, please welcome Janet Yamamoto, Commercial Banking Senior Vice President for Wells Fargo Bank. Janet, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much, Josh. I'm very proud to join you all here today. We are truly fortunate to live in this wonderful city of Los Angeles, where opportunities are abundant and our community thrives on our constantly changing, diverse population. Through the struggle of those women who came before us and through our perseverance and tenacity, we can all say we made it. We are all successful businesswomen, and in addition to celebrating our successes, I hope that today we can reflect on how we continue to excel and also how we can help each other, women, achieve success as well. Thank you again for the opportunity to join you, and congratulations to all the nominees and the winners. The first award I will be presenting is for the Champion of Women of the Year. Our finalists are Cindy Chang, Managing Partner of Duane Morris, Los Angeles. She is both a board member of the National Association of Women Lawyers and commissioner for the ABA Commission on Women in the Profession. Next, we have two CEOs of C-Suite, Diane Goobin and Beth Hilding. As two female CEOs, their mission is to foster executive level relationships with women across all industries and build an international network. Emilia Garrecka, founder of Women's March Foundation and Cali Event Production. Emilia's recent endeavor includes launching Women's March Action, the political arm of Women's March Foundation. Next, we have Jeannie Harrison, president and lead trial lawyer for Jeannie Harrison Law Firm. Jeannie is a women's rights and employment lawyer who handles high-profile sex abuse, harassment, and equal pay cases. Next, we have Nina Moreno, partner with Kaplan Moreno. She is the founder of Criminal Defense Law Section of the Women's Lawyers Association of LA and of the LA chapter of Women's White Collar Defense Association. Okay, and the 2021 Champion of Women is Emilia Garrecka. She is here with us today, and Emilia, if you could take yourself off mute, we'd like to invite you to say a few words.
Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness. I'm Emilia Garrecka, otherwise known as Emmy. I'm so honored to receive this, but more than anything, honored to be in good company with all of these women. I mean, we are CEOs, entrepreneurs, small business owners, mothers, activists, daughters, sisters, partners, you name it. Not easy to be a woman in the workforce, but here we are leading the way. So I want to say thank you. I also do want to say that the business community has a unique opportunity to build equity for women. And I'm honored to be part of this effort, part of LA Business Journal's Champion of Women. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but thank you.
Great, congratulations. So we'd like to ask you a question so that your audience can get to know you a little better. You are a founder twice. Did you always want to be an entrepreneur?
I have been an entrepreneur since I was born, but I have been a champion of women's rights since I was born. My name is Emilia Garrecka, and I was supposed to be named after a boy, Emiliano Zapata. So I've been fighting for women's rights and equity since I was born. So I didn't necessarily know I would be a founder, but I knew that I would be in leadership, and that is always thanks to my mom.
That's great. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
The next category that I'll be presenting is for Mentor of the Year. The finalists are Jessie Justin Cuevas. She's an associate with Sussman Godfrey. She's created the film's new mentor program and serves as a formal mentor with Law Clerks for Diversity. Next, we have Bing Jiang, CEO of Rolling Robots. She left her role as a Boeing engineer to follow her dream of bringing a STEM and robotic education to children and is a mentor to many. Next, Adrian Cantor, college mentor volunteer with the Boys and Girls Club of West Valley. She volunteers 5 days a week through the Future Ready program to help high school students prepare for college. Next, we have Maya Matarik, USC Interim Vice President of Research, Chang Soon Seong Chair, and Distinguished Professor of Computer Science, Neuroscience, and Pediatrics at the University of Southern California. She has mentored students and helped to place many women in graduate programs and faculty positions. And then next we have Heather Nielsen, Project Manager of Concrete Web Corps. She mentors future project engineers through their annual summer intern program by sharing her story and teaching industry best practices. Okay, so this group of women was so outstanding, we have decided to honor 2 of you. I'll start with the first one. The first honoree is Bing Jiang. And she is with us today. So Bing, we'd like to invite you to say a few words. If you could take yourself off mute.
Hi, I am here. Hi, everyone. Wow, this is unbelievable. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Los Angeles Business Journal, for hosting the Women Leadership Award. I am so honored to be given this award among so many amazing nominees and the business leaders and so many role models of mine. And what do I say? So, you know, I co-founded Rolling Robots 13 years ago, and I told myself I want to create a fun place for young kids to build robots, have fun, and maybe learn the things within it. And today we have Rolling Robot has the opportunity to serve so many children from, you know, kids as young as 5, all the way to high school to learn robotics. And we do Vex Robotics, Lego FLL, BattleBots, and we're excited every day to come to work and provide hands-on and student-centered learning and growth opportunity for all the students. So it's unbelievable learning experience for me to start as an immigrant physicist student to America 30-some years ago, to today an entrepreneur, to be children's cheerleader in their learning and growth. I just want to share a small piece of news with all the women here. That this past year, our elementary school competition team has grown to have about 50% of girls in the participation. Previously, probably 1 in 10 are girls in the past, probably just 3 years ago. So I'm so excited, and just having this opportunity to cheer them on every day, I'm very happy. So thank you again for this award today.
Well, congratulations. I think you somewhat answered some of this, but like what inspired you? Why is mentoring so important to you?
Wow, that goes back to myself. I think as a woman in tech back in my time when I was a student, even in college time, you feel very few women around you. So I'm trying to learn from men, and I often feel defeated because I can't really learn exactly to copy them because I'm just different. So I had my own struggles. And so I made myself available. I want to make myself more available to women, to kids all around, to show them giving them opportunity to say what they can do when they're young. Hopefully that will take a couple of obstacles off their way for them to grow in a more smoothly compared to what I have to go through when I was learning and growing myself. And I really enjoy it because you can see there's so much in them. You just have to bring it out. Once it's out, they're so capable and they're so amazing. So it's just very happy for me to see them do that.
Well, that's wonderful. Congratulations again. Okay, here to announce the second mentor of the year is Adrian with the Boys and Girls Club of West Valley. Adrian, we'd like to invite you to say a few words.
Okay, thank you all so much. I've taken myself off mute, but I don't see myself on the screen. Thank you all so much. I'm so overwhelmed by this honor and by having the opportunity to speak to all of you. I really want to thank you so much for recognizing me for doing work that I truly, truly love, and to thank you for recognizing the important work of the high school team at the West Valley Boys and Girls Club. These are the people who work on the ground every single day to make things just a little bit better for the high school students in the San Fernando Valley. And I want to especially thank Marty Cooper, who's one of our outstanding board members, for nominating me and for always supporting me in the entire high school program at the Boys and Girls Club. I guess what I want all of you to know is that what I love most about what I do is both the actual work and the amazing people I work with every day. First, our work fulfills a mission that I really believe in, and that work is to help high school students realize their post-high school dreams, hopes and dreams, and then help them find a way to finance those hopes and dreams. What I love about our mission is that it fills an actual need in our community, whether that's helping students with college applications, preparing for the SAT, filling out incredibly complex financial aid applications, or applying for scholarships. On a societal level, I really hope that we also help our students appreciate that they are important and deserve to be heard. And I hope that we help to teach them to advocate for themselves, a skill which I know is invaluable for any person, any woman, man, in this generation. So now the people that I work with every day are the other thing that I really love about my job. And that includes both my colleagues and our students. First, my colleagues, which are a small but incredibly dedicated high school team. I'm so lucky to work with these outstanding colleagues, people who are incredibly kind, talented, and dedicated to the students we serve, and who are truly supportive of each other. I'm in awe of my colleagues, most of whom are in their 20s, and the actual family we've created together. The other people I love are our students, and our team is so lucky to work with the most outstanding students who trust us to help them realize their hopes and dreams, and who trust us to help them tell their really important stories. They inspire all of us every day, and it's a genuine honor to work with them and play even a small role in guiding them along their journeys. The students may consider me their mentor or teacher, but they are the ones who teach me the most important lessons in life. Many of our students overcome daunting challenges, yet they are kind, compassionate, and optimistic about their futures. I may teach them how to properly punctuate a sentence or how to structure a college essay, but they teach me about life, about kindness, resilience, and the power of positivity. Our amazing students are the people who give me hope, and my colleagues as well, hope for the future of our community. So when you recognize me, you are recognizing the important work of the West Valley Boys and Girls Club, the dedication and skill of the high school team, who I love so much, and many of whom are here today watching, and I want to thank them so much. And most importantly, the incredible students of Cleveland, Chatsworth, and Canoga Park High School. So thank you so, so much for recognizing us on the ground people every day.
That's wonderful. Thank you and congratulations, Adrian. I have a question. I would love to know, what is the silver lining of the pandemic? Perhaps you learned a skill or made an adjustment that you'll continue doing?
That is a great question, to which I have many answers, but let me think, the silver linings of the pandemic. One, that my computer skills have increased enormously. I now learned we expect our students to learn so many things all the time. But for me at my age, computer skills were a real problem for me always, and my coworkers always helped with all the technical stuff. But when the pandemic hit, I had to make an entire 11-session PowerPoint on how to write your college essays. So whenever I taught SAT or taught anything before the pandemic, I wrote on the board. because I felt that students learned best if I was slowing down and writing on the board for them. But when the pandemic hit, it forced me to make a PowerPoint. So that is one thing. The other really great thing is we have 3 high school sites that we serve, and I can only be in one place each day. So if it was Monday and I helped a student at, say, Cleveland High School, I might not be back till Thursday. But when the pandemic hit, Juliet Guerrero, one of my coworkers, made an incredible online Zoom program. And so students from any high school could sign up to work with any one of us on any day of the week. So I got to serve students at all 3 high school sites every single day. So I'd say those are 2 of the great silver linings of the pandemic. And a third one is that my daughter, Corinne, was able to join us and volunteer twice a week during the pandemic, which she would not have been able to do from New York, where she lived before the pandemic. So that was another amazing silver lining. So many silver linings of the pandemic.
That's wonderful. Those are all positive things. Well, congratulations to both Bing and Adrian. And
Thank
Josh,
you.
I'm going to hand it back to you now.
Congratulations, Emmy, Bing, and Adrian. I just noticed our first award that I announced was for Lindsay Snyder-Ellingson, our CEO of the Year. We had her on for a moment. She's actually traveling in Europe right now, and I saw that she was on and was able to log on, but we lost her connection. If we happen to get her back, I will introduce her and have her say a few words. If not, congratulations to her again. All right, our next award presenter is Joseph Mazza, Los Angeles and Southwest Market Leader for RSM. Joe, it's great to have you back, and thank you for your continued support of this event year after year. Joe, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Josh. Hello, everybody. I'm Joe Mazza, and it's my pleasure to celebrate the finalists for the Women's Leadership Awards. At RSM, we believe in the value of diversity, inclusion, and allyship, which is why we continue to be a proud supporter of this program, which recognizes the outstanding achievements and contributions of leaders in the LA business community. The first award I'll be presenting is for the Executive of the Year category. The finalists are Tonya Boykin, Chief Operating Officer with Weingart Center Association. In her career, she has contributed to the creation of over 180 affordable housing developments for underserved individuals. Jennifer Brown, Executive Vice President and Head of Global Live, Interactive, and Location-Based Entertainment with Lionsgate. She helps to drive programs to support and assist working parents, especially working moms, while also being a mentor to her diverse teams. Anne Marie Mortimer, Managing Partner, Los Angeles, and co-head of the Commercial Litigation Practice for Hunter Andrew Curry. She represents high-profile clients and focuses on navigating the novel challenges, posed by cybersecurity and privacy regulations. Myra Normand, Principal at Normand and Associates. She plays a key role in the organization's growth and is focused on contributing to the community as an active supporter for over 10 nonprofits. Dale Smith, Dean, College of Business Administration at Loyola Marymount University. Dale's goal has been growing with diverse faculty and adding new degree programs, enhancing student engagement experiences. And the 2021 Executive of the Year is Jennifer Brown. Jennifer is with us today. We'd like you to invite you to say a few words.
Thank you, Joe. And thank you to the Los Angeles Business Journal and Josh Schimmels for bringing all of us together to celebrate women leaders and creating a platform to highlight the contributions we make to our community and our world. I'm truly honored to accept the Executive of the Year award. I have to thank Lionsgate, John Feltheimer, Joe Drake, and my amazing team for supporting me and my declaration in many of our meetings of I'm pretty sure this has never been done before and we're going to be the first. I salute all of you. You're highly deserving nominees and finalists. You're wearing multiple hats, doing vital work, and being exemplary leaders for women and girls. In full transparency, my initial reaction is, how did I win this award, given the impactful work being done by so many others? But as I think about the challenges we've faced this past year, it actually makes good sense. The work of transforming Lionsgate's beloved movie and television properties into theme park attractions, video games, and live stage shows brings joy to millions of people around the world, uniting them despite their differences in a common love for a story, a character, an other world. And we need joy more than ever right now. However, as a mom of 2 young children who works across several male-dominated industries, I'm the first to admit that finding time for our own joy isn't easy. We work twice and sometimes 3 times as hard as many of our male counterparts. And as we emerge from this global pandemic with a record number of women who are leaving or contemplating leaving the workforce, it is no longer enough for us as women to help get other women get their foot in the door or to pave the path as those before us have done. We have to now work to keep women on the path. There are roadblocks, detours, and stop signs everywhere. And as leaders, we have to wield our power to support, mentor, and advocate for women. I'm proud to share the fact that Lionsgate's inclusive hiring process that launched this year has resulted in 2/3 of the studio's open positions being filled by women and over 60% by racially diverse candidates. But I know I need to do my part to be a resource, a voice, a champion, and an ally to help keep women and people of color on their chosen paths. And I urge all of you to do the same inside and outside of your organizations. Thank you again for the Executive of the Year award.
Congratulations again, Jennifer. Question, you mentioned that you need to do your part to help as an ally. What can the folks listening in on this call do to help be an ally?
Yeah, I think, as a starting point within your own organization, and we've done this here, have listening sessions, talk to women, people of color, employees, colleagues, and hear what they need out of your organization, what they feel is missing, and then from that, work on a strategy to make change, whether that's creating programs. It could be things that are as simple as enhancing communication between women at your company, creating a platform, a blog, an email chain, or it could be, something that is more extensive that's needed. So I think the first step is just listening to people, and then outside of your organization, seek out, those entities that you can provide your skill set and services and help lead. And again, it's not about paving the path. It's also about, ensuring that you're there to support other women as they're on that journey.
Thanks, Jennifer. That's great advice and input. Appreciate it. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
The next award category is the Community Impact Advocate of the Year. The finalists for this award are Christina Gagne, shareholder with Carlton Fields. She also founded Job Scout, a platform that teaches digital literacy skills to arm the unemployed with their internet skills necessary to find employment. Gwendolyn Gibbons Jones, Senior Vice President with Bank of America. She volunteers with several nonprofit organizations focused on financial literacy and ending hunger and homelessness. Tina Hostovich, Vice Chair, Lockton Insurance Brokers. She's been actively engaged with Congress on pandemic legislation to ensure balanced employer and employee terms. Elizabeth Navarez, Managing Director and Nonprofit Tax Practice Leader with GHJ. She is Secretary of the GHJ Foundation and provides pro bono consulting and training to nonprofits to help them achieve their missions. Angela Reddick Wright, Employment Mediator and Arbitrator with Reddick Law Group, Judicate West. Beyond her experience as an attorney, she has served in public office and is a legal commentator focused on diversity in the workplace. And the Community Impact Advocate of the Year is Gwendolyn Gibbons Jones. Gwendolyn, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Joe. I am so honored to be here with all of you today. I am grateful to be amongst a group of extraordinary women. I am humbled and proud to be a recipient, to be a part of the 2021 Women's Leadership Series and Awards. Wow, Community Impact Advocate of the Year. This has blown me away. Thank you so much for that. I would like to give a special thanks to Bank of America, where I've spent more than 40 years of employment. I truly appreciate the bank giving me the opportunity to volunteer and give back to the community. In addition, the bank also provides 2 hours paid time off every week to encourage employees like myself to volunteer. I would also like to take this time to say, to recognize some amazing community partners that have supported me along the way. Danny Bakewell Jr. from the Los Angeles Sentinel, Cherise Bremen Weaver from the Brotherhood Crusade, and David Eads from the Tournament of Roses. I accept this honor and will always treasure this moment. Josh, Alex, Joe, and the Los Angeles Business Journal team, thank you so much. I truly appreciate this honor. Thank you.
Congrats, Gwendolyn. What advice do you have for viewers that want to get involved in the communities and just don't know how?
Just whatever your passion is, whatever's near and dear to your heart, seek out those nonprofit organizations. Go to, if you're affiliated with different financial institutions or other nonprofit organizations, Boys and Girls Club, you name it, just reach out. They want you to volunteer. They need your help. They need your expertise. You just don't know how volunteering goes such a long ways. You're helping so many individuals. You're helping youth. You're helping adults. You're making an impact. And just that your heart is so warm to receive and want to help, organizations, nonprofit organizations would love to have you.
Congratulations again, Gwendolyn. Thank you for all you do for our great community. Congratulations again to all the nominees, finalists, and award recipients. Thank you for all you do in our great community. Josh, back to you.
Thank you so much, Joe. Congratulations to all the finalists in those categories. Congratulations to our 2 honorees, Jennifer and Gwendolyn. Moving right along, our next 2 categories, the presenter for them, joining me is Stacy Phillips. She's a partner with Blank Rome. Stacy, thanks for being a part of last week's panel discussion and for joining us here today. I know you've been a part of this event for years now, so thank you for being here.
It's truly a labor of love. I'm Stacy Phillips. I'm a partner in the LA office of Blank Rome. We're a full service law firm in the United States and abroad, 600 plus lawyers. And we've been a proud sponsor of this event for a long time. I love this event so much that I nominated 5 women, 5, yes, 5, although I think your count is off because if I nominated 5 people, I'm not 5 people. And my firm nominated 2. And in this category, 3 of my nominees are competing with each other, which is an embarrassment of riches, but I don't like having my friends and people I admire the most sort of competing with each other. In any event, let me tell you about our finalists in this category for Innovator of the Year. Let's start with Natasha Case, co-founder and CEO of Cool House. Gotta love it. She is deeply committed to investing in the next generation of diverse women and to feel empowered to be entrepreneurs and creators. Next, Renee Frazier, founder and CEO of Frazier Communications. Renee has created one of the largest independent agencies and is known for strategic thinking and insightful branding, truly. Jackie Keller, founder of NutriFit, Simply Health, and I'm not going to pronounce this and I should know since I nominated her. Jaxco USA. Jackie is passionate about helping combat chronic ailments by helping her clients achieve optimal health, well-being, and live longer, healthier lives, including feeding me through a 1.25 year renovation due to water damage and COVID. Next is Deborah Lafranchi, president and CEO of SDS Capital Group. Deborah launched a first of its kind private equity fund financing permanent supportive housing with a focus on the homeless population in LA. Terrific. And then Audrey McLaughlin, founder and CEO of Frank and Eileen, named after her grandparents, and Grayson, named after her daughter. Both of her clothing brands are focused on making women feel empowered in the clothing they wear. And since I wear it, I can tell you that's true. And the Innovator of the Year is, drum roll, Audrey. So Audrey, we'd like you to say a few words, about you and what this means to you, and just be the rock star you are.
Thank you so much, Stacy. I'm Irish. I'm given the gift of gab, so I never run out of words. But in this case, it's beyond words how I feel to be recognized by the Los Angeles Business Journal and Stacy and everyone as a business leader in Los Angeles. Thank you so much. I like to tell the story when I first became an entrepreneur 163 years ago. I put up a quote on my wall that says, it takes 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears to become an overnight success. I was like, okay, I got this. 5 years, let's go. Put my head down for 5 years, came back and said, okay, I'll cross that out and put 10 years. Okay, so at 10 years, I came and crossed it out and put 15 years. And last year, crossed it out and wrote, it takes 15 years of blood, sweat, and tears and a global pandemic to become an overnight success. I'm deeply proud of the last year. It's hard to believe how different life was a year ago. And I'm grateful that a global challenge of this magnitude allowed my tiny team to prove that we were the warriors that we are, and what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And that's something that I've lived by since I was a young girl, and it served me time and time again in navigating deeply difficult times. In addition to thanking my team of warriors for making this past year possible, thank you so much to Josh and the whole team at LABJ, and thank you, Stacy, for this honor. And ultimately, thank you so much for creating a space to recognize 400 incredible women making a difference in our Los Angeles community. Thank you so much.
So tell us a little more. Can you share some ways you've created a supportive working environment for women? And if you didn't answer this, I could answer this for you. So that's proud.
Ways in which I've created a supportive working environment for women. I don't know. I think I've thought for a long time that women are changing the world, and we're really lucky to be a part of this time where we can actually feel it happening. And so I think I'm somewhat biased in the way I build my teams. Like, I think I really believe that women are so efficient and they're such incredible problem solvers. So we're just super supportive in creating opportunities and leadership roles for women. And I talk about how in fashion, instead of hitting a glass ceiling, we have to deal with a glass runway. And as women are in like the most important part of their career, they tend to start slipping off the glass runway with conflicts between being a mother, home, family life, and all the conflicting responsibilities. So before COVID happened, we built a 12-foot, 2-story life-size dolly house inside our corporate office in the fashion district downtown. And we encourage all young parents, both moms and dads, to be able to bring their children to work, whether they're staying home from school with a runny nose, or when we weren't scared of stuff like that, or a school work, a teacher work day, or all these different things where all of a sudden as a young parent, you're like, how am I going to go to work and I don't have childcare? And so without any fear of what would happen, moms and dads would just show up with their young kids and put them in the dolly house, and they can watch videos or do activities and have their lunch. And especially for brand new moms, it's been, I think, life-changing to know that you can bring your newborn to work and be able to focus on work and your team and not miss that time and opportunity in your career. But at the same time, you can take a break every couple hours and breastfeed your baby, or go for a walk with your baby or anything like that. So I think that's one of the standout things that we've done that we love so much. And it's so beautiful too. So, and when you're sick, I take a nap on the top floor. So it can be just for grownups also.
Congratulations again, Audrey.
Thank you, Stacy.
So the next award is for Emerging Women-Owned Business Leader of the Year. And drum roll, the finalists are Ayan Kim, CEO, and I'm not going to pronounce this right, ARC Texas, or ARQ Tex. In the last 5 years, she has grown her textile startup exponentially and mentors aspiring women within the apparel industry. Dr. Jessica New Habandi, co-founder, co-CEO, and lead pharmacist for Honeybee Health. Her accredited online pharmacy provides uninsured and underinsured patients with high quality, affordable access to prescription medications. Very cool. Yange Peike, CEO and founder of Rael, the company's mission is to empower women with healthier and more effective solutions for all their needs around hormone and feminine care. Alex Peabody, founder and CEO of Beth. Her company motto is "Made by Chicks." Love it. Representing a movement rooted in owning your own fun, breaking the glass, and revitalizing the male-dominated beverage industry. And then my friend Denise Pine, CEO and founder of Tea Botanics and Wise Paws, among other companies. With her company, she is addressing innovation for women ages 40 and older, and she is a trusted resource for midlife wellness. And the honoree is Dr. New Habandi. Jessica, we'd love to invite you to say your words. Come on up, so to speak.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you so much to the LA Business Journal for this honor and for bringing together all of these amazing female leaders today. It's really a privilege to be able to virtually meet all of you and share this experience. It's hard to feel worthy of this award when we live in an era when so many women are achieving such great heights in business and society as a whole. The truth is, I can't give you any great pearls of wisdom when it comes to being a businesswoman, but what I can tell you is that you're only as good as the company you keep. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the people in my life who pick me up on the days that I'm not at my best and push me to keep going. My parents, Abraham and Suzette, whose positive support and encouragement is the foundation that led me to be here today. John, my husband, who's been a voice of reason and source of strength. I love you. And thank you to my work husband, my partner and co-founder, Peter Wang. It's an honor to stand by you daily and try to make this world a better place. And last but definitely not least, I want to thank my team. I have an amazing team of pharmacists behind me who took a chance and left the traditional pharmacy setting to come help make Honeybee Health flourish. They, along with our whole operations and tech team, work tirelessly to improve our pharmacy. So really, I'm accepting this award on behalf of my team who has turned my dream into a reality by getting affordable medications into the hands of thousands of Americans. At Honeybee Health, our focus is about increasing access to affordable prescription medications and putting the power back in the hands of the patient. And this past year has been truly transformational for us. In 2020, Honeybee Health became the first US-based online pharmacy to ship abortion or miscarriage management medication. It's a momentous achievement for Americans, particularly for women of color and others who historically face barriers to reproductive health care that were made even worse by COVID-19. As a pharmacy, we believe everyone has a right to choose if an abortion is right for them. We're deeply honored to be a part of the pioneering group of medical professionals who are bringing increased access to safe abortion pills across the country. So thank you again to the host today. And if you feel equally passionate about changing the landscape of healthcare in this country, I'd love to connect with you.
That's good. And you're doing God's work. Thank you. But I am curious, what is the most challenging part of your job?
Jessica, do we still have you here? We may have lost a connection on Jessica. Well, congratulations, Jessica. Thank you so much to Stacy. Congratulations, Audrey. Jessica, you mentioned something that is commonly heard in the hallways of the LA Business Journal, so it resonates well. You said you're only as good as the company you keep. We are known for always saying it's all about the people you surround yourself with, and the people that you innovate with. So you are the company you keep. Thank you for reiterating that statement. All right, we are down to our final two awards of the afternoon. Joining me is Nuve Iwerakuko. She's president of the UCLA Anderson School Association. Nuve, thanks for being with us today. Welcome.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here. UCLA is very proud to sponsor this event, and I just want to give another big congratulations to all of you women. It means so much to me as someone who is earlier in their career to see all of the incredible success you all have had. So congratulations, enjoy this moment. And let's go ahead and get started with our award nominations. So the awards I will be presenting are for Woman to Watch and Next Gen Woman of the Year. First is Woman to Watch. Our finalists are Parika Bell, Managing Director, Division Manager for Community Development Finance Originations, Union Bank. She has deployed over $250 million in capital to build 1,300 affordable housing units throughout the county of Los Angeles. Cheryl Chang, Partner and Co-Vice Chair of Financial Services, Litigation, and Compliance Practice Group for Blank Rome. Under her leadership as co-chair of the Los Angeles office's Pro Bono Committee, they have tripled their hours of pro bono service work. Crystal Hogan, Vice President, Sales and Service for the LA Clippers. She serves as co-chair of the Clippers Laced Up Committee, which focuses on promoting a culture of diversity and inclusion. Jasmine Larian, Founder and Creative Director of Cult Gaia. After graduation from the Fashion Institute of Technology, Jasmine created her popular fashion brand using inspiration from her hometown of Los Angeles, nature, and women. Dr. Hiba Nawed, Scientific Advisor, Vitas Ventures. She is passionate about continuing to focus on identifying breakthrough scientific innovations and establishing Los Angeles as a biotech hub. And the woman to watch is Cheryl. Cheryl, we invite you to say a few words.
Thank you, Nivi. This is so exciting. Thank you to the Los Angeles Business Journal for this honor. Congratulations to all the nominees and all of the finalists. I am in such great company. I'm impressed by all of you. And this award, Woman to Watch, really means something to me because at the firm that I'm at, Blank Rome, I've really benefited from a wonderful set of women in the legal industry that pull me up and promote me, and they're both deliberate and organic about it, and it's really benefited my career growth over time. It's also ingrained in me the idea that that is something you should pay forward, and whether it's by design or whether it just happened, I think a lot of it has to do with what Audrey said, which is women are problem solvers. They are so efficient. And so over time, my trial teams, when I'm building them, they happen to be all women trial teams, and a lot of men come up to me and make that kind of obligatory comment. Well, you sure like to put women on your trial teams, but you don't hear that when it's an all male trial team. But what I've found over time is that I've been doing that with great success. Women are really great problem solvers. They are multitaskers. They attack problems in the best possible way. And so what I'm really proud of is that after 4 or 5 years of being a partner at the firm and a year of being, a vice co-chair, I no longer hear those comments. They just look at my trial teams and say, there's another successful trial team that's really going to get the win for the client. So I really hope that over time, that's what we're going to see women as, not just, the women to watch or women leadership awards, but people leadership awards and people to watch, because that's what we're really trying to get out there, right? That we're all going to be treated for our abilities and our capabilities rather than being judged by certain demographics or factors about who we are. So I'm really proud to accept this award, and I thank everyone at the firm and everyone at LABJ for putting this wonderful, amazing event on.
Cheryl, thank you so much for sharing a few words. Tell us a little more about the pro bono work and how that intersects with your work at Blank Rome.
So I am the LA co-chair of the pro bono committee, and in the last decade, we really strived at Blank Rome to make sure that all the attorneys at the firm, in addition to doing work for clients, we do pro bono work for every nonprofit that we can find in the various jurisdictions that we work in. And we now have every year a 25-hour requirement for the attorneys at the firm to do pro bono work. And in addition, for those attorneys that take on projects that might be a long-term trial, a long-term transactional project, we give credit towards billable hour requirements on that type of work. And so we've seen amazing results. We've partnered with all sorts of NGOs to really provide legal services where they're most needed in each of our communities. And so I'm really proud to see the results of the past decade and working on increasing pro bono work within the firm.
Thank you so much, Cheryl, for all of the work that you've done in the pro bono space. Congratulations again. And now for the final award of today, which is the Next Gen Woman of the Year. The finalists are Jennifer Caravello, Senior Operations Analyst at Hilbert Hargrove. Jennifer started out as an intern 6 years ago and is now running the internship program and is positioned within the next generation of leadership for the firm. Dara Eliason, Vice President of Operations at Impact. She was key in launching the organization's initiative to empower employees with the financial services and resources to launch programs that move the needle for vital societal issues. Lindy Fletcher, Chief Operations Officer for VCheck Global. She built an IA-driven technology platform to automate the company's service delivery workflows, transforming the speed, profitability, and quality of work. Erin Kahn, Construction Solutions Director at Suffolk. She is also a project leader with LA Works, working with kids to encourage hands-on building and creative activities to further STEM education. And lastly, Marissa Lepore, Vice President at the Sage Group. She also co-founded Ladies in Finance, an educational networking community of 300 plus women, and is a member of the Milken Institute's Young Leaders Circle. And the Next Gen Woman of the Year is Dara. Dara, we invite you to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Nuvi. Thank you so much to everyone at the LA Business Journal and the sponsors of this event, not only for honoring me with this award, for which I am so grateful and humbled to be honored, but for this entire Women's Leadership Series, the ceremony honoring women and all of the incredible panels that have led up to this event. I also want to congratulate all the other nominees. Last week, we had an event where all the finalists got together to introduce each other, and it just made me so proud to be in the company of these women, getting to hear about their jobs and their personal missions, learning so much about the change this amazing group is bringing to LA and across the world in so many different sectors. Honestly, it was enough inspiration to last a lifetime. I also want to thank my team, without whom my success would not be possible. They've empowered me to learn and grow and become the manager of who I am today. And I'm so excited to see the way that Impact evolves over the course of the next year and beyond, not only continuing to bring talented writers and creatives into the Hollywood fold, but bringing access to below the line crews across the country and the world as well. And I also want to thank my husband and my dog Patches, who have been incredibly supportive for my entire career, but also especially through this pandemic and all the ups and downs of the last year. It's really made me appreciate getting to love the people I'm surrounded with, both at work and at home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dara. So tell us about a goal you're working toward or something that you hope to accomplish in the next year or so.
Yeah, so actually, as I mentioned, Impact started with the mission of democratizing access to the Hollywood industry for writers and creatives, because that's what we knew best. But in having conversations about everything that goes into making a movie and a TV show and all of the people involved, we realized that access is needed at all levels, not just for the creatives and above the line, but for people who want to be behind the camera, work on sets and work on crews. So I'm excited for all the things we have going on in the background right now, the initiatives we're excited to launch, getting to bring access to those parts of the film process that right now are pretty opaque and hard to get into.
Thank you so much, Dara, for sharing, and congratulations on this award, and to all of the finalists and nominees. Josh, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nuvi. Congratulations to both Cheryl and Dara. Cheryl, I have to say, you made me smile. I was watching you speak and listening to you speak, and I noticed the artwork you have in your background, and it just made me smile. So thanks for that today. I want to just thank all of our nominees, all of the nominators who provide us with the stories of these amazing women doing so many amazing things. Please join me in a virtual round of applause for all of our nominees, our finalists, and our honorees this year. We are incredibly appreciative of the support from all of our sponsors. So Nuvi, thank you for being a part of this. Stacy, Joe, and Janet, thank you for helping me recognizing and honoring so many talented leaders today. I want to remind you all that you'll be able to read more about the finalists and the winners in next Monday's print and digital versions of the LA Business Journal. Additionally, there will be a recorded version of this on for the entire program up on our website. So if there's friends, colleagues, or family members that weren't able to join us today and you'd like to send it out to you, that will be available within the next 24 hours. Thank you so much for allowing us to host this 3-part series. We're really looking forward to hopefully doing it in person next year, to having a chance to mingle, to learn your stories, and to meet each other. Thank you for being a part of this, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Good afternoon.